What's up, guys? We're playing some rapid chess. I'm training for my upcoming tournament. I'm playing a 30-minute game here, and we'll play e4. Really quickly, I do want to make an announcement. So Chess Vibes Academy has been closed for a while. It's reopening, and I'm actually going to show you something here. These are the next 3 boot camps. So every month we do a special training. We call it a boot camp. It's kind of like a course, but I'm more involved. I'm kind of in. We have a live stream, and you guys can ask questions. And so the first one, it's called Attack First. That's in August. That starts on Monday. And then after that, we have choosing the perfect opening in September, and then king and pawn endings in October. And so I just wanted to make an announcement. There's going to be a link in the description. You can read more about it, get all the details down there. But that is happening. Attack First starts on Monday. So if you're interested, check that out. And now let's get back to the game. So Sicilian, okay, let's just play nice and solid. And I am going for a 30-minute game, which is half the time that we played last time. So I'm kind of experimenting here, trying to find the sweet spot. I felt like 60 minutes was just a little bit long, and I feel like maybe 30 minutes will be nice. Okay, so knight to d7. Let me think about this. I think d4 is a very good way to play. And the way you want to think about it is, if we bring our queen out here, normally a knight would be able to attack it on c6. But since they've already moved the knight to d7, probably this is fine. This is what I usually play. I don't actually know if this is the best line. We'll check it after the game, but this is what I'm familiar with. I used to play bishop b5 Sicilian a lot. We'll take the knight, and let's see. Let's just develop. Let's just play nice and solid chess. Bring out the knight. We'll bring out the bishop. We could castle queenside. The advantage of castling queenside is the rook lands on the d file right away. Of course, castling kingside is also fine. Mr. Nelgen, how's it going? Derpy Moose. Hey. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Dylan. Hey, William. Good to see you guys. e6. Let's castle queenside. I think there's a very common sequence of moves here. Bishop e7 that actually leads to a nice position for us. If they play bishop e7, I believe we can simply go e5. And the reason this is nice for us is because when they take, we jump in and we have a lot of pressure on these pieces here. Yeah, I think that's what we're probably going to see. Bishop e7 and e5. Let's see. Do you ever get the rest of that stream that ended it? No, unfortunately not. My internet just died long enough to end the stream. I did win the game like on the next move, which is, we were so close, you know, but okay, so they don't play bishop e7. Interesting. So they play h6. So they really want to force the issue here. Huh. I might just go back. g5 would be pretty aggressive on their part. They could do it, but we just reroute the bishop here. Of course, taking, you might say, well, don't we double up their pawns? We do, but then we also give them the bishop pair, and I think we lose the ability to play e5, which is kind of a nice move to have. So I'm actually going to go back. I really want to be able to play e5, and I think we lose that here. So let's go back, and like I said, this is very aggressive if black wants to play g5 here. We'll just put the bishop on g3 and attack this weak pawn on d6. So I would expect bishop e7 now, and I think I would just continue with e5 like I mentioned. Yeah, this is the highest rating that I've ever had in Rapid, 2520. So let's see if we can keep it up. Let's see if we can keep it up today. They must be thinking about g5 or bishop e7. These are like the only 2 moves that really make sense, I think. Maybe e5, but I don't think they're going to play that. I'm pretty sure they're considering which one of these to play here. g5, I think we just drop back. There's no reason to sacrifice. They would just play bishop e7. And Why did I give up a piece, right? Yeah. So we're going to go back on g5. That one's pretty obvious. And on bishop b7, like I said, I'm pretty sure e5 is the move here. Takes, takes. We have a lot of pressure on the bishop, actually threatening to win a piece by just trading. So that's what black has to be careful about. Not to mention the rook and the queen creating this very powerful battery. Lots of tactics could pop up. So black's being careful, which makes sense. It's a 30-minute game. You may as well take your time, right? Okay. They keep surprising me here. Bishop c6. Was not expecting that move either. So it's not really threatening anything. This is defended enough. I could still play rook e1 just to ultra solidify the center. It's a nice square for the rook anyway. If I play e5 now, I'm not sure what's happening after they take here. We take, or we take, but then we lose a rook. And we get this. It's getting a little bit messy. If they just take, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of opening up the bishop. I think I would rather probably have a rook here first. Yeah, we actually have 95 ideas. We actually do have 95 ideas. Can I even play it right now? Well, let's calculate. Takes, takes. I believe they have to retreat. We throw in a check. They do have bishop e7. We take, take, take. They can't castle. The bishop's under. That looks fantastic. Compensation for the knight. Okay, knight to d5. We definitely need to consider this, guys. Now, does it have a threat? Well, it does. We're going to take this knight. And if they play bishop e7, we're going to take the bishop. So this is a very serious move. Now, they could take here, but then we get to put more pressure. Maybe even sack the other knight. So I'm really expecting they take. Okay, so we take back. This isn't a move. We just take and we get the piece back. Yeah, that's not a move. So takes, takes, takes. Bishop b5 also instead of bishop d7 maybe gives them more options. So let's check that. The rook comes over with check. Oh, then they have king d7. Yeah, we should actually consider that. So knight d5, takes, takes, bishop b5, rook check, king d7. What's happening? Yeah, that's actually interesting. I mean, of course, the king is still on d7, so I don't know how good that is for them. You know what? Also, there's this idea of a4 forcing the bishop back to d7 because we don't really want their king to be able to leave, right? Ideally, we want them to have to play bishop e7, which allows takes, takes, takes. Now they have to save the rook. So let's say rook g8. Yeah, then we take and play rook e1. Yeah, that's what we want. I think we can do it. I think we can do it, guys. Does g5 change anything straight away? No, we just take the knight. I think we can do it. Let me think. I have to be careful. Am I missing any moves? So if the bishop moves here, we take it. If the bishop moves here, we play a4 to chase it back to there. If it tries to go here, it gets pinned. They're going to lose it. So yeah, it's going to have to go back. Okay, check. Only move, bishop e7. We take. Only move, take. We take. We're attacking the rook. They move the rook. We take it. They take. We pin the queen. They take me. I take them. Yeah, we have a queen for the two rooks, but our queen is, their king is in big trouble. It has to be good for us. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't think I'm missing anything. Here we go. Knight to d5. Interesting. This is a move that you see a lot in like the Smith Mora, but I guess even here it's kind of the same concept. And I don't know what black's going to do if they don't take it. I mean, you kind of have to take it. Otherwise, there's a lot of pressure on this knight, right? Okay, here we go. Get ready for the fireworks. Hey, Alan, what's going on? The Leviathan. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, so Chess Vibes Academy 3 opening. The first boot or the boot camp for August starts on Monday. All right, guys. So it's attack first. Basically, there's like 18 attacking principles. Where's the thing at? I was going to show you this. There's 18 attacking principles that we go through. Lots of model games. Highly recommend you check that out. Okay, sorry, back to the game. So they take with the bishop, actually. Interesting decision. So they're scared to open up the E file, so they take with the bishop. Okay, well, I think we have to take back. I mean, why would I want to throw that move in? I think we take. And on E5, I'm going to have an interesting decision. Sacrifice the knight or not. So we get 2 pawns, which is good, but we need more. We need some kind of long-term pressure on the king, I think, if we're going to do that. So takes. If they play bishop E7, we win. D6, that's easy. Queen can't take, we take with the rook. This is pinned. So they can't do that. They have to go queen E7. If they move the king, I'm happy giving up the knight. Okay, so the only line that I'm concerned about is queen E7. Now, we can trade, forcing the pawn structure to be ruined, but we still need more. We can play rook here, but then they're going to trade. Of course, we can't actually do that if we're going to do that line, so we have to play there first. So we play rook E1, they trade, I take. If they play bishop E7 again, we win. So the king has to move to D7 or D8. And the question is, do we have enough compensation? And I don't think we do. Unfortunately. Which is too bad, because I really wanted to do that. Okay, since it doesn't work, what if we start with the rook? Then they play bishop E7. Then we take, they take, we play D6. No, D6 doesn't work. Our queen's under attack. Yeah. So we have to take, let's just say with the queen, they can't castle. Do we have enough compensation there? Rook E1, bishop E7, takes, queen takes. You can't castle. What are you going to do? Yeah, I think that might be the way. But let's go ahead and play rook E1. This is kind of a free move. It's a pin. And we can always bail out after we see what the position looks like here. I like to do this, when possible, because it makes the position just a little bit more clear in your mind if you get those moves played, right? And then if we see something that we didn't notice the first time around, we can play a different move. We don't have to give up the knight, right? We can play maybe queen A4 check. We can play, I don't know, queen B4, queen somewhere else. But I do like the look of this. Because remember, by the way, this is one of the attacking principles we're going to talk about in the boot camp on Monday. But if you can prevent your opponent from castling, that's generally leads to very strong attacks. Right? The king is very safe when it gets tucked off to the side behind the pawns. If we can prevent that, that's very good. So that's one of the primary driving factors of the sacrifice. Let's say bishop E7 takes. You cannot castle because now your bishop is undefended. Well, it's defended once, but we have 2 attackers. So we just take it. And then we actually end up coming out up a pawn or up 2 pawns. So yeah, now we have to calculate. So takes. Knight to D5. No, we just take it. G5. Maybe I just play D6. Oh no, G5, we actually take the knight. This is pinned. We actually take the knight, hits the rook. It's no good. Yeah, so what do they even play? I mean, black is basically tied up in a knot here. Knight G8 doesn't help you. Again, we take and we play D6 and we win. So takes. They can play King F8, I guess. King F8 to try to get out of the pin. But then I play D6. If you take, I take. I'm going to take your bishop. So let's say they play rook C8. They want to go rook C2. Oh, no, again, d6. Takes. King d7 is a move? No, again, d6. You have to move your bishop back to f8. There's no way that's going to be good. Yeah, I think this is the move, guys. I think it's the move. Unless, of course, I'm blundering something, but I don't think I am. The battery. This battery is too strong. Battery is way too strong. With the pressure from the d6 pawn, both of the rooks there. Wow. Black just castles. Okay. So they've either already calculated it or they're just trusting our judgment. That's the nice thing when you get your rating high enough, people start to trust you without even thinking about it. Okay, so we want a pawn. We just want a pawn. So now what? Probably just move the knight back. Question is where? Here, if they take me, we get a fork. That's fantastic. So knight g4 looks like the obvious choice. The knight moves in somewhere else. Knight d5 is interesting because if I take, they would take my bishop, but then I still get another pawn. That's fine. I can also just trade here and then get the pawn. That's even maybe better. So knight g4, they take, we take here. That's good. They play some random move like rook e8. We take, we just trade everything. We go into an endgame. We're up a pawn. We have 4 against 3. I mean, why wouldn't I want that, right? So I think knight g4 is the move. We could also play knight c4, trying to take advantage of something here, but this just seems like the most obvious and forcing. There is g5 I should think about. Oh yeah, g5 is interesting. We check, they move, we take. Nope, that's good for us. Yeah, let's go. Let's go knight g4. BJ Brady. Hey, thanks a lot. Wow. Congrats for the highest elo. Also just wanted to say I'm a massive fan. Just hit record elos because of you. 1300 bullet, 1350 rapid. Stay healthy. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Way to go. Good job. It's always nice when you break those plateaus. It's a good feeling. Appreciate it. So yeah, I think we're winning this game. It looks like we're headed to an endgame up a clear pawn, which, not to mention, our pieces are also super active. That's one of the things I like about this system, by the way, is you develop your pieces really quickly, right? From very early on, we bring out the bishop, we throw the queen out there, and we just develop. We bring out the knight, we bring out the bishop, we castle. Because we castle queenside, the rook is involved in the game immediately. We bring the other rook at the right moment, and everybody's just doing their part. What system is this? Yeah, this is just the bishop b5 Sicilian. So against d6, you just bring out the bishop right away. There's quite a few ways black can play. They can block with the knight here or here. They can block with the bishop. Okay, so they do go for knight to d5, which is the typical idea, by the way. When there's these pieces lined up on something, you have to pay attention. They might, go for a tactic. And the idea is if we take, they're going to save their knight, right? However, I did calculate this, and as far as I can tell, there's an interesting move, actually. Hold on, let me think about this. Yeah, maybe not. I was thinking about some crazy sacrifice and try to bring a rook up and over, but probably don't need to get fancy. I think we just have a simple move. Takes, and take the pawn. And like I said, it's a very simple 3 against 2 endgame. Should be relatively straightforward to win. Yeah, I mean, the other way to do it is take here, but I think I would rather not have the knight versus bishop dynamic. Generally, bishops are pretty good when there's pawns on both sides of the board. So I think it makes the most sense to just go ahead and trade these guys off and take it into that endgame where it's knight against knight. Okay, and I think we take here. I mean, let's just consider, I guess, let's just consider quickly some sort of check followed by like, oh, that's actually interesting. Rook d3. Yeah, I think black's going to be able to defend. Okay, so queen takes should be fine. There we go. And I believe they do have to trade. Otherwise, we're going to be picking up the knight. I mean, I don't believe that that's going to be worth giving up their knight, probably. We'll calculate it if it comes to that. But most likely they have to trade queens. Otherwise, we just have too much pressure. Oh, I guess they could try to defend. No, it doesn't work. Takes. We take the knight. Yeah, so I think they have to trade the queens. And like I said, 3 against 2, you're going to see exactly how this plays out, but it's generally a relatively straightforward win. Unless we get into some sort of rook ending where it's just rooks and their rook gets to come down and be really annoying, then it might be a draw. But otherwise, it's going to be a win. Okay, so they play this. And I don't think there's any reason to keep the pieces on the board. I think we should just trade everything and take the end game. So start with the queen trade. I think I'm going to take and play rook d1. Now they might try to go back here and invade. But I can play knight e3, block that off. So here we go. And I would love to see rooks come off the board because with rooks on the board, the drawing chances I think are greater for black. Without the rooks, it's going to be very hard for them to hold on for a draw, I think. The extra pawn is going to really be felt. So if they don't want to trade, you've got to give up the 7th rank here, which is probably not something. Oh, in fact, I don't even have to play knight e3 to stop this, actually. I can just go immediately invade because if they go there, I play king d1. It's defended. It's actually defended by the knight. They can't actually take anything. That's a nice little detail. So I think they will definitely take this rook. So my wife immediately supportive of me going chess full time, or did it take a lot of convincing? So growing up, I had a scholarship for college to play chess. So that was kind of the first part of it. And then I had a normal job for a while. And I had no idea what was going to happen with the YouTube channel when I started it. It was kind of an experiment, like, let's just see what happens, you know? And so, yeah, it did take a while of convincing because she kind of didn't know, like, is this going to last? Like, is this just going to be like a, it goes up and then it comes down. Like, can we survive off of this? So there was a period of several months where we kind of were going back and forth. And even after when I first started full time, I think she was a little bit like concerned, but now she's we got there eventually. Okay, so they decided to allow me to do this. Now, I guess the idea is they want to go here and put pressure on this, but I don't think that's so great. I mean, I could play c3 for one thing. I could play knight e3 for another thing, defending. Even if I lose this pawn, I don't think that's a big deal. So let's calculate. Rook d7, knight b4, c3. If they take this, we actually go here. The knight is trapped. Great. So check. No, they can't play check. The rook covers it. So I don't really see the deal. I'm going to go here. I don't really see the big deal. Probably they're thinking that trading the rooks makes it super easy for me. So at least this way they have a chance, which makes sense. But this comes at a price, right? We get the 7th rank. Okay. So he decides to do that, so I can't take the pawn. All right. So I'm thinking we can still go c3. I can also play king here, which is nice because it controls the file. The rook won't be able to invade. We don't have to worry about this because we've got it controlled. And then if the knight lands here, we could play c3 at that point. Here, it's going to be trapped probably. Or I could just play a3 right now. Could bring the knight back. There's so many ways we could do this. c3, I'm just wondering about b4. What's going to happen? Maybe I should play a3. Then I could actually take and play c. I want to keep the pawns together if possible. Okay, we'll play a3. And by the way, when you're in an endgame like this, you don't want to trade off all the pawns. Because if I trade off all the pawns, black sacrifices their knight for my last pawn. We have a knight and a rook against a rook. Am I going to be able to win? Probably not. I need some pawns to threaten to become queens and hopefully get black to have to sacrifice their pieces for those pawns. I do not want to just trade, right? So, of course, I have to be careful. Now, 1 or 2 trades here and there sometimes is fine and maybe even necessary, but you don't want to just, oh, yeah, sure, trade pawn. Oh, yeah, sure, trade, all the pawns. That's the idea. Yeah, I went to UTD, University of Texas at Dallas. That was a long time ago. That was a very long time ago. Okay, so they want to bring the king over, chase my rook away. That's a reasonable move. Makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I probably should start bringing my king. I can also think about rerouting the knight because it can't really move where it's at. So knight e3, king here. I can either keep the rook on the 7th rank, but then we have to allow this annoying move, or I go here, but then they can just chase me. We have knight f5 check, though, to force him back. That would actually be kind of annoying. Yeah, it is a little tricky, isn't it, this position? It's not so clear-cut how to do this. I feel like the knight's kind of misplaced, so let's go ahead and play... yeah, let's go ahead and play knight e3. I think this is a better place for the knight. And then we'll keep thinking on how to do this. I would love to trade the rooks if possible. So I'm going to be looking for opportunities to do that. I also need to activate the king. We have to watch out for forks. Trading the knights, I don't know. I feel like that sort of takes it into more drawish territory. You want to try not to do that. But maybe that's something we could do as well just to simplify. Black has a pretty decent setup right now with the knight here on c6 because it's stopping my rook from attacking the pawn. Everything's kind of defended. That's defended. I can't really... The king is helping here. It's. I don't want to say it's a fortress, but it's not obvious how I'm going to break through just yet. Probably going to have to start running with the king and dodging the forks from the knight, right? Like this. Don't go there. Yeah, so he attacks my rook. And like I was saying, I have a kind of a tough decision here. Do we keep it on the 7th rank, which is very good at cutting off black's king, and give up this file? It probably doesn't actually do much. I could just go here and win a pawn, right? Or we drop back somewhere, maybe like here or here. and we keep this. But then black's king can just march up and be really happy, right? Yeah, I think we should do this. I think we should definitely do this because one of the primary um, key concept in an endgame is that the king needs to be active, right? And if the king is cut off, that's usually bad for the side who has the king cut off. So if I can keep this and somehow march my king up, that's going to be great. Knight and a rook by itself, usually it's not going to be enough to like checkmate me, but I do have to be careful that I don't walk into some tactics where they can win some pawns. Or if, of course, if I walk into a fork where I lose my rook, obviously would lose the game. We do have to be a little bit careful. But it's nice that we have this immediate kind of threat here if they do decide to move the rook over. If they do some other random move, like push a pawn, what am I going to play? Maybe start invading with the knight and threatening some things with the knight might be pretty good. I actually don't mind the king where it's at because it does control. If they ever try to invade, we do not want to let a rook get here, right? Look at how many targets the rook would have if it landed on d2. So I kind of think the king is actually positioned pretty nicely. Yeah, so maybe just something simple like knight d5. Like let's say they push a pawn, we play knight d5. We're threatening this immediate fork to win the pawn, threatening to potentially force the rook to move, and then we can attack the knight. That opens up some possibility. I'm liking knight d5 the more I look at it. Oh, okay. Interesting. So they're going to immediately attack me. It's defended, though, so it's not really a threat. Check, I just move. Doesn't do anything. Check, I just move. Doesn't really do anything. So kind of an empty threat. I guess you could say it stops my knight from moving, though. But what if I just now attack the pawn? Again, I'm thinking of doing it from here to keep the king pinned. Or not pinned, but cut off. This one, they push. And then we go. But I'd like my rook to stay on the 7th. I really would like it to stay on the 7th, if at all possible. So let's go here. Let's not overthink it. Let's keep the king cut and put pressure on the weak pawn. This knight's doing a great job of defending. And I might play c3 at some point and then run with my king and force this knight to move. But for now, let's see what they're going to do about this. I'm expecting rook c6. Yes. And yeah, maybe now we go c3. We do create a hole. But you can't like never move your pawns, and it's not a big deal where king can just kind of march around that. So I think c3 is a good move. Because I want to free up my knight so that my knight can be able to move, and also my king. And then we'll be attacking the knight. Okay, so king d2 is a move. Maybe knight d5 still. Yeah, knight d5 has all kinds of threats to win this pawn. So knight d5 would be good. Now that we don't have to guard this anymore, right? So yeah, knight d5 or king d2 are kind of my two candidate moves here. Oh, I do have to watch out for this rook sliding over. Just notice that. They can't do it right now, though, because the knight... Okay, so they go back. Okay, so yeah, now knight d5. With the threat of knight b4, take the pawn. Stops knight f4. Do I even need to consider any other moves? It looks very, very good. Let's do it. Make sure I'm not blundering something. Yeah, if they play knight c5 to over-defend the pawn, I'm thinking about here forcing the trade. Takes king d7, though. The king gets pretty active. Yeah, the king gets really active, actually. Might have to think about that a little bit. Maybe I'll just play king c2, take away the checks from the knight, and just kind of prepare b4 or something. We have to think about that though, knight a4. But okay, king c2, control where the knight's trying to go looks reasonable. Looks very reasonable. Maybe also f3 to stop it from going here. I don't think that's a big deal, though. If I play king c2, knight here, then I could play f3. Then I could play f3. Yeah. So let's say knight c5, king c2. Keep everything, yeah, nice and well positioned. King's in a good position. Rook's in a good position. Knight's in a good position. I like that. Knight c5, king c2. And we do have a lead on time now. I think our position is getting easier to play as we get our pieces better positioned. Starting to have some concrete threats here. And again, the primary factor in our position is that Black's king is cut off. That is what makes Black's position so difficult. I mean, imagine if this king was like, up here somewhere, starting to attack us and potentially invade and start threatening checkmate. And, you have to worry about so many things. But when it's cut off like this, it's nice. It's very nice for us. So yeah, Black is really thinking. I assume they're thinking about they're thinking about this. Okay. So we can force a knight trade. We can force a knight trade. We keep our rook in a really great position. Their rook might try to come over. We can stop it, but then they check us. And if we ever come back, they might just try to repeat. That could be a bit of a problem. The other move is we play knight b4, attacking the pawn, but they do have knight c5 to defend. Then we can play king c2. But again, we have this rook coming over, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I want to trade the pieces just to simplify, because then my pawn majority can actually start making its presence felt more, I think. But again, like I've said it before, rook endings tend to be a little bit drawish. So that's what I'm not sure about. That's what I'm not sure about. So if the rook goes here, king goes here, they check me. I can try to run my king this way. I can go to e3 and then d4, allowing this, and then I abandon these pawns and try to win with these. But I think that's riskier than I want it to be. I don't think we need to take that kind of a risk, right? Okay, but even if I play knight before knight c5, they're still going to do the same kind of a deal of like a rook e6 and threaten this, right? Okay, I guess I can play. You'd think there'd be an easier way to do this. I mean, I can always drop back and then regroup and try a different approach. But then knight f4. I go here, the knight's going to invade. That's pretty annoying, attacking this pawn. I don't think we want to let that happen either. Okay. Hold on. Let's say we go check. They go here. We attack the pawn. They invade. We take. They take. We go here. They take. They take. We have 3 against 3. I don't want that. I don't want that. Especially not when their king is closer than my king. No, we don't want that. We have to find something better, guys. We have to find something better. Question is, what is it? Does this check do anything? If they go here, we take a pawn. Oh, I'm losing my knight. They can just go there. It doesn't do anything. If we go back, Okay, I'm gonna go knight b4 and then maybe rook c7. I think I'm gonna position. They're gonna play knight c5. I think I'm gonna position my king on c2, and then I'm gonna go rook c7 to chase the knight and try to win the pawn that way. Yeah, black's doing a pretty good job actually of making some counterplay out of nothing here. I have to give it to them. Which you would think with their king cut off, they shouldn't be able to do this. I'm kind of wondering, what am I missing, you know? Like there must be some way through here. I'm pretty sure black's going to go here. Knight e4 I don't think works because we attack the knight, check, we go back. And the problem for black is their knight and their rook are under attack. Yes, they can grab a couple pawns, but you have to give up your knight, which is not going to be worth it. So I don't think that's good for them. But rook e6 is annoying because we can't let the rook go there. But I think I can attack. Check, we go here. That's fine. We're going to get the knight. Okay, great. But if here, what if they just move their knight somewhere? What happens? What? G6? Okay. Was not expecting that move at all. G6. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we could still consider rook c7. So rook c7 attacks the knight. Okay. If they go here, what happens? Maybe here. We trade the rooks. That would be ideal. That would be perfect. The knight moves here. Trade the rooks. Then they're going to get a pawn. So we play f3 first. Yeah, I like this. I think they missed an opportunity to threaten this because that was going to be very awkward for me to think through how to deal with that. Because I could have still attacked the knight, but then they could have moved it. Yeah, this way we can force this, right? Which I think is what we want. We don't want a rook ending. Knight ending I'm okay with, but we don't want a rook ending. Yeah, knight endings with the extra pawn is going to be, should be decisive for us. Still tricky. Still have to be careful, but I think this is good. Yeah, I think black missed an opportunity there to really put some pressure on us. Okay, so how do we finish off the game, right? This is the question. Well, if we can win some pawns, that's the easiest way. If we can't, we'll have to brute force a pass pawn by making some trades, which is also fine. But it might be hard for black to defend these. Let's see what they're going to do next. For example, king d7 walks into a fork. That would be a simple way. Also, I really want to prioritize getting my king to like the center of the board where I can go either way. And I think we should probably do that. So this is walking into a fork. Here attacks the pawn. They can defend, but then their knight is kind of tied down, which is good. So let's go ahead and do that. And if they push, by the way, then I was going to keep attack. Yeah, so they're going to try to defend it, but now their knight's really passive, which is great for us, and it allows us to come up with the king. Okay. Like I said, I want it to be somehow centralized. Maybe here's a good square. I'm also trying to think, like, where am I not going to get forked, you know? Let's go here for now. This is probably about as good as my king is going to get because they're going to, I think, block me off here. Yep. And now we need to kind of think about pushing the pawns. So I'm tempted to play something like h4, f4, just to kind of halt these pawns. I also don't want to like create weaknesses that the knight's going to be able to pick off later. We can also play b3 and actually go ahead and start pushing here. Let me start with h4. I don't want to let black's pawns get too far advanced. So I think h4, just kind of gaining some space there is fine. Because sometimes you end up in races, pawn races, and you don't want their pawns to be like, you know, all the way here, right? Where it's easy for them to threaten queens. So let's go ahead and do that. Black doesn't really want to push this because then we attack it. Then they have to push it again. Then we can go here and we're attacking their last weakness and they have no way to really deal with that except by leaving their knight sit there. So I don't think they're going to want to move those, but they're all, you know, kind of tied down. Okay, so he plays, yep. I think that makes sense. Is now the time for b3. a5, I attack. If you come here, I can just defend, but I don't want the knight to fork me. So let me go ahead and take time to play g3. Kind of planning ahead for some fork if my king has to come back this way. I just don't want the knight like jumping in and taking some stuff. So this is pretty tough for the knight to deal with. And yeah, I think we're just about ready, guys, to start pushing the pawns. I think we're just about ready. Okay. Brings the king over. Okay, what's the idea? Knight's going to come in here, I guess. Yeah, so if we go, knight goes, we take the pawn. He can't fork me because the knight's controlling it. I think b3 is okay. Okay, so we're getting ready. I'm not sure which one I'm going to push. Also, it's not out of the question to think about pushing over here with f4, f5 to potentially create another pass pawn or even something like this. And he stopped me from going there. Okay, that's smart. That's smart. So where do we put our knight? He wants to play knight to d5. I think I'm going to leave these squares open for my king and reroute the knight maybe to d4 is what I'm thinking. I mean, there's a lot of ways. Yeah, I'm thinking d4. And then we could even come back here and target these if we wanted to. Maybe king d3, knight d4 might be a setup I want to go for here. Okay, he does bring the knight in. Yeah, so now I have to decide where do I want my king to be, which square. Actually, let's do this one. Let's do this one. So we can kick the knight out with knight e3. And of course, he can't trade because we win that king and pawn ending because we have the extra pawn. So that's definitely on my radar, but also just c4. Finally getting the pass pawn. And yeah, let me say that at the end. Okay, so he goes there. He wants to check me. It's not a big deal. We just move our king somewhere. So b4, a4, knight, check and knight here is what he wants to play. But after check, I move. The knight comes in. I can play knight d4 and defend this. Okay, let's play a4. Let's play a4. Check here, here. I think we can take. He takes. He does get the pass pawn, but then I have 2 pawns. And I can easily blockade this one, supporting my pawns. I think that's got to be winning for me. I think that's got to be winning for me. The other move is knight d4. The other move is knight to d4. Oh, no, but knight d4 actually loses a pawn. We don't want to play knight d4. I don't think. So yeah, I probably will go for this. Takes, takes. It's still tricky. It's still tricky. Oh, I missed this guy. I missed this. He's just going to take my pawn. I missed this. Look at this. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe we can bail out with a check and take this, but I totally did not see that. He's offering a draw. No, no draw. We're going to try to win. We're definitely going to try to win. But I did kind of mess that up. Okay, I have an idea, guys. I have an idea. So we're threatening a fork to win back the pawn. But I'm also potentially threatening to go here and target these. So black has a lot to worry about. Okay, they're just going to give me the fork. Okay. So we still keep our extra pawn. If they go over, they lose the knight, so they have to go here, only move. We're going to take this pawn with check. Okay. I think I will bring my knight back around. And where do I want to position it is the question. Yeah, I like e3 because I like the possibility of doing that. Or actually, even knight d5 to here maybe is better. Still have plenty of time. Still have plenty of time. All right, let's go ahead and push the pawn. Now it's defended by the knight, so we're not going to accidentally lose it. to a fork or something. And now let's go over here with the king, or do I want to go this way? We'll go this way. If we can use this as as bait, as a decoy, and then take these 3 pawns, we're going to be in good shape. Of course, he's not going to make it easy for us to do that. So check here, there's a fork. So check, I have to go. Oh, he doesn't go for it. Okay. All right, let's threaten this. Let's threaten this. This is a very good weakness for us. Okay, this is definitely a winning king and pawn ending, which is why you need to know your king and pawn endings to make sure that you know that this is a win. Okay, and now because he can never trade knights, we're in business. We're going to be able to push this, invade with the king, and probably munch on all the pawns. Definitely not as easy of an endgame as I thought it was going to be. Black did a pretty good job of somehow putting up a good fight here. Okay, yeah, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sacrifice the pawn to be able to come in here. I can also consider forcing the trade. No, he doesn't want to go for that. Okay. Fine. Just slowly get the king to a better and better position. Also, we're threatening the pawn here. So yeah, black is running out of options. Okay. Let me try to avoid the fork there. Not that it really matters. Because I'm probably not going to defend this. Actually, I might defend it. I might defend it. Yeah, I will. I wasn't going to defend it, but I will hold on to this one. They can fork me and take this, but it's going to cost them their pawns. This is fine. Our king is going to take everything now. Just have to make sure I don't get flagged, but now it should be getting a lot easier to play. And it's nice how the knight and pawn help each other over here. Take this one first. Okay. Now we're in business. We just got to push. Push, push, push. I think I will hold on to that. Defend my knight. Guess we'll save this pawn. I want to push my pawn and I don't want my knight to get captured. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, push that all the way down. So the knight has to be stuck. Now we push these guys. Position the knight to support the pawn. And it's over. Get the queen. Get the queen. Let's get another queen. I need more queens. As long as it's not stalemate, which it's not. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think they put up a pretty good fight. I didn't expect them to survive that long, actually, in that end game. So let's take a look. Ooh, wow. So I actually messed up something big time here. You look at the graph, we were totally winning here, and then it was a draw for a little while. So we're gonna have to see What was this moment in the game? I'm really curious. Oh, it was this ending part. Yeah. I did feel like I was somehow slipping. Okay. So let's go ahead and analyze. So bishop b5 check. I mean, black has obviously 1, 2, 3 options that they could play. They went for knight to d7, which does allow me to just get my queen in the center right away, which I like to play these types of positions. They're very easy to play. The queen is just very powerful there. And since it can't be chased away by the knight, I think it makes a lot of sense. a6, we're okay giving up the bishop. We bring out the knight. We bring out the bishop. We castle. Yeah, and already we have a slight advantage. And it's just so many pieces putting pressure on black's position. The knights, the pawn. That was the best move. Yeah, and that was not. Knight d5, not the move. It was e5, which I did think about. But I guess I thought they were going to just take me, move their queen somewhere. Oh, that's why it's so annoying for black, because where do you move your queen to? If you go here, you're losing a pawn, and I'm attacking your rook. So you kind of have to go to e7, but that's super awkward because you block your bishop. Then we go knight d4, sacrificing this, and all of our pieces are in the attack. Literally every single major piece is doing something. Wow. So I missed the opportunity here, e5. Tried to get fancy with knight d5. And they actually should have taken with the pawn, according to the engine. So let's see, what was the engine thinking? If I take back, bishop d7, I saw this, check. Bishop e7, I saw this, takes. They saved their rook. I thought I was going to play this move. Yeah, this is what I was going to play and pin their queen, right? Ooh, okay, this is what I did not see. I did not see bishop b6. I thought they had to take and we were going to get this endgame, which I did correctly evaluate. Queen against the two rooks is so much better for me because their king is in trouble. My knight's going to come in and join the party and their black is done. But bishop e6 actually saves the queen. So I have to take here. Now, even though I'm down a rook, my position is actually somehow not that bad. Stockfish says they castle. We get the bishop back, and this is equal. This is equal. Which, okay, I have a knight and 3 pawns against the rook. I mean, this doesn't look so bad for me. But I did not see bishop e6 at all. I didn't see it. Okay. But that's what they should have done. They should have actually taken my sacrifice. And I was calculating a bunch of stuff, so that was pretty deep down the line that I would have had to notice bishop e6, which is very difficult to do, right? When you're, here you're considering takes, here, check, here, takes, rook moves, sacrifice, or don't forget bishop e6, right? Like your brain, it's hard to see those things, at least for me. Okay. But they took with the bishop, and now I'm just winning. And this was the best move. Yeah, we bring it over, and now we take. Yeah, great. So we were just totally winning. Knight g4. This was fine. Trade into the winning endgame. And I did miss a tactic. I think I mentioned this during the game. Knight takes h6. I just didn't see what's the idea here. They move their queen somewhere. This is a forced checkmate because the rook does come up. Wow. I don't think I really considered it strongly enough, but that was actually totally winning. Thank you. Appreciate that. Enjoying the streams. Thanks a lot. Yeah, this is totally winning. Wow, and I take two. I mean, this is winning too, what I did, but this would have been more immediate and cooler. Okay, but at least you guys got to see an endgame. So yeah, what did I do wrong here? Let's see what Stockfish would have done differently. a3, yeah, good. Knight e3, good. Rook b7, so I made the right choice here of keeping the rook on the 7th rank. So that's good. We identified that. All right. Ah, interesting. Right here, Stockfish would have attacked this with rook b6. Basically saying, how are you going to defend this? You got to bring your rook over here. Now it's going to play c3, forcing the knight to move. The king's going to come up. Then it's going to start pushing with tempo. Then it's going to bring the king and keep pushing. It's amazing how easy Stockfish makes some of these positions look, right? If you play just the right move after move after move, it just gets so easy. Okay, we're still winning though. Where was the big mistake? Where was the big mistake? Still totally winning. It was in this knight and king ending. It must have been when I blundered the pawn, right? Yep. It's when I blundered that this check, knight c5, was going to win the pawn. That's what I didn't see. Any other move is winning, totally winning for me. b4, c4, king, anything. Just not that. Just not walking into that. That was the mistake. Still not easy for black to play. But they had to save their pawn. And what's interesting about this, even though we both have pawns, I lose. Can anybody tell me why this is a losing endgame for me? This is actually really instructive. I'm going to take a short break. I want you guys to pause or just sit here while I'm gone for a second. Why is this a winning endgame for black? They have a passed pawn. I have a passed pawn. Our kings look pretty similarly positioned. Why is it a win for black? Think about that. I'll be right back. All right, let me read the chat. Did you guys identify why this is a win for black? Viper King says because the g5 pawn breakthrough. Nope, that's not why. Let's see. His king can block out your king. Imagine the white king on a5 versus the black king on c3. Yes, black king is closer. Yes, yes, yes. So it has to do with the fact that black is going to push this. I have to stop it. I'm going to push this. He has to stop it. At some point, that's actually not the correct way. He has to do it like this. But at some point, if black does it the right way, we're going to get something like this, where I'm pushing mine. He starts pushing his. Okay, anything can happen over here, whatever. He pushes his. I can do something here. Doesn't really matter. At some point, he's going to lure my king away. And whenever this trade happens, exactly like a lot of you guys are saying, his king is 2 files closer to all the action than mine is. Therefore, black wins because he just comes over and takes all the pawns, basically. Right? So this is actually really common in king and pawn endings where you're trying to decide, should you make a particular trade? Make sure you're looking very carefully, like at this moment here. You know, if you're thinking about, should I trade the knights here or not? Think about the pawns that are going to be left. And if your opponent has a pawn that's further away from everything else, that's an advantage for them because it lures your king, pulls your king farther away when the trade happens. if you switch these pawns, right? Black has a pawn on the C file. I have a pawn on the A file. It's a win for me. So absolutely, I should make the trade. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that was my mistake. Interesting. All right, let's go to the next game, I think. And I might play some 10-minute games too, guys, actually. Hey, we got 2 points from that game. Wow. 2 points. That was a lot of work for 2 points. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm actually feeling like a 10-minute game. I don't know why. I'm just feeling like playing a little bit faster. Hold on. Let's do that. Let's play a 10-minute game. Can I play the ready with white? I'm not really a ready person. I mean, I could like play the first couple of opening moves, but I'm not going to be able to really teach you too much. So they're playing the Jobava London. Okay. So I think the C5 lines are pretty good for black if I can remember them. Pretty sure we want to take with the knight because the knight's being traded helps us. So let's start with that. And then against this, we need to go with the check. I mean, of course, you can trade queens, but I don't want to play that endgame. So we go here, we take the pawn. They're going to check. Oh, yeah, it's sort of coming back to me. I think we go knight c6. Right, right. I think the plan is g6, bishop f5, bishop g7. But is there any benefit to playing bishop f5 immediately before g6? Does it matter? I don't know if it matters, guys. Let's play bishop f5. This seems pretty logical, right? I don't think this could be a mistake. So let's play bishop f5. And then I'll go g6 and bishop g7. I feel like maybe the main line is g6 first. They go queen e3. That's not a move I was expecting. Not a move I was expecting. I thought the queen was supposed to go back to a4. So yeah, this might be a some sort of sideline or something. Let's see. What are our options? Well, options one, we could play e6, just defend it with the bishop, which seems pretty logical. Because then if they want to trade, they have to develop my piece for me. Yeah, I actually think that makes a lot of sense. Let's play e6. Okay, so do we trade? Do we keep the queens? Do we castle queenside? Get the rook here. I like that. I do like that. Yeah, do I want to trade queens and then castle queenside? Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll play another endgame. We'll just keep it nice and solid. Castle queenside. We'll get this rook on the file. And see what we can do here. Maybe reposition the bishop on f6 could be good. That's a nice looking square for a bishop. Bishop d6, knight e5 also, though, to try to target this looks interesting. Bishop c4. Yeah, this could be... Yeah, I'm going to just keep it nice and simple. Put the bishop on f6. Shouldn't have too much to worry about. Okay, there you go. So yeah, I'm going to play e4 with white just because I'm trying to train for my tournament, and that's what I'm going to probably play in the tournament. So I'm going to try to get some more reps in with e4. But yeah, ready is not an opening that I really play too often, so I'm not going to be probably the best person to teach it anyway. So I mean, white's going to play rook d1 for sure, I would think. No, they play h3. They want to play g4 maybe. Kick my pieces around here. So option 1, we make a space for the bishop to hide. I do think I'm going to do that. It also takes away this square from these pieces. So it's not really creating weakness. If anything, it's just gaining more control over the board. And just in case they decide to get a little crazy, I always have the option to come back here. Now, I might not even do that. I might just put it here or here, but I think it's okay to play a move like that. I am a little bit concerned with this because I want to move my knight. So I'm not sure what the solution is, because if I play a6, then we have to worry about bishop b6, which looks very annoying. So b6, but then check is, you got to be careful with these bishops. So yeah, that's the only problem here I'm not so sure about. Okay, what if I play bishop f5 actually? What if I just play bishop f5? The idea is forcing the issue here, and then we get both of our rooks on the d file with the battery. Yeah, that looks like a very smart thing to do. Let's bring the other rook over. And of course, I can't pre-move it because we don't know what crazy move white might be cooking up here. Okay, but against this, we can definitely come over. Come down with the rook on d3. Oh, interesting idea. Very interesting idea. Uh-huh. I mean, I could take, but the problem with taking is they actually take with check and they win my rook, so I can't take with the knight. Okay. I actually missed this, so I'm going to have to take. You know, I say I missed it, but is it just a blunder? Wait a second. Wait a second. It's just a blunder, guys. They just lose their piece. That's game over. That is game over right there, friends. You can't move it. It's a simple pin. It's just a simple pin. So white tried to get a little too fancy. And yeah, we just won the game. Okay. This is another +2 game if I win. Yep, you're right. +2. It's crazy. When you get above 2,500, you don't get a lot of points from beating the 2,200s. All right. They do resign. They just blundered that cheapo tactic. See, I think our accuracy should be pretty high on that game. Yep. There you go. Basically, it was just a well-played game until they just blundered at the end. That's all that there was to it. Let me just see. What's the main line here? I just want to check it quickly. So queen takes c5, queen a4, knight c6, queen takes e4. Yeah, g6 is actually the main move. I don't think it matters. Oh, queen e3 is a very common move, actually. Queen e3 is a common move here. Okay. So, you know, good chance that it transposes. Queen a4, though, is actually slightly better for white. Okay. All right. And then, yeah, they just blundered at the end there. Nope. That's a huge blunder. So if they would have just taken it and then tried to bring their king over, I mean, I don't know how I was going to win this. It was going to be a long grind, and who knows? But we got lucky. Got a little lucky there. Okay. Let's try that again. Don't forget, guys, Chess Vibes Academy, it's open. Or it's opening. I think it might actually be live. You can check the link. It might actually be live. Okay, if we win this game, we get 2 points. Get 2 points. Ooh, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay. I've been playing some e5 lately. Let's see if I can remember any of these lines. Knight of 3, knight c6, of course. Defend the pawn. Okay, we play the two knights. Two knights is a fun one. They're probably going to play d3. This is what everybody plays. I'm going to play h6 here. Just stop the Now, do I want to pin the knight and try to play knight to d4? Seems okay. Let me just play g6. I'm just going to put my bishop here for right now. I'm not sure if I want to do this or not. Let's just go here. Yeah, this seems to be the plan that everybody goes with. Bishop on e3. I'm not sure what the bishop's doing on e3. Probably want to castle. Let's castle. Okay, let's defend. Defend the pawn. It was attacked. But see, now I can play knight g4. So they're probably going to play h3 now. Because otherwise I play knight g4 and I get the bishop pair. And it's hard to attack a king that has a king's Indian bishop and you don't have your bishop to counter it. So I don't think they're going to let me do this. I'd be very surprised if they don't play h3 here. Okay. Well, I'm going to do it. They didn't stop me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the bishop. Now, I have to be a little careful because if they take with the pawn, it does open up the rook. But I think getting the bishop is going to be worth it. And I also could potentially even just play bishop e6 to counteract this guy. And we might both trade there, and then we both have the file. They just played knight here and here. They just went back and forth. Is that what happened? That's what happened. Yeah, let's take the bishop. Let's take the bishop. So I'm debating playing bishop e6 or knight e7. I mean, f5 might be a move, but that looks a little bit risky. It might actually make total sense. I'm thinking of going here and getting c6 to get control of this knight coming in. If they play d4, though, do I have to worry about d4? Hold on. Yeah, d4. No, it's fine. Okay, let's go here. I want to play c6. I do not want this knight jumping in. Of course, if they do it now, then they could trade, but that's fine. But I'm going to get control of that. And then, yeah, I think I'm just going to let him take. It's not the end of the world. Oh, wait a second. Actually, it's losing a pawn. Oh, I forgot about that detail. Okay, we have to be careful. We do have to be careful. So maybe I have to play bishop e6 here. I was trying to get c6 in first, but maybe I have to play bishop e6. Yeah, it's kind of awkward, isn't it? The alternative is I take, but that... It's not crazy. Taking's not crazy. Okay, the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking I'm going to take. Because it does start to open up the bishop, which is actually a good thing for us. So we'll take. And then I'll play c6. I really want to get control of this. This is a huge square that I think we just have to get control over. Also, it opens up my queen for queen b6 ideas, which pairs nicely with the bishop. The fact that I'm opening up the queen here, I mean, it doesn't seem like it helps white too much. So let's go c6. Okay, I feel better about my position now. We've got that controlled. Queen f4. Move the knight somewhere. Put some pressure here. We have to be a little careful, but there's going to be bishop e6. there's going to be bishop e6, or maybe if I want to be aggressive, f5, or maybe even just d5. Yeah, just d5. Shut down the bishop. Nice and simple plan. Takes, takes, takes. Then our bishop comes out. Then our rook comes over. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Okay. We should be doing fine. Doing okay on time. Okay, so what are my options here? He wants to, if I play d5 now, he's going to make use of this. We can play bishop e6. We can play queen b6. Try to put some pressure on these weak pawns. Yeah, I kind of like queen b6. It's not so easy for white to deal with these threats, right? So let's do that. We're targeting this. So for example, bishop g4. Take the knight and win a pawn. We're also threatening, I might just take this pawn. I guess I have to watch out if my queen is getting trapped, though. Yeah, which it is. So I can't take that right now, but this one I could take after bishop g4. So bishop g4, okay. Also bishop e6 and bring the rook into the game. So this is a move. I could also play f5, which looks super risky. f5 looks super risky. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for f5. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here and... Wait, hold up. Does he have some crazy... Does he have some crazy... Bishop g4 sacrifice, knight g5 is a wild move, actually. Wow, he might have had that even sooner. So we get a... The thing is, we get two pieces, right? So takes, takes, check, takes... We get two pieces, but his rook is really annoying. Like, really annoying. Knight g8, queen g5. I gotta move the bishop. I don't know if I'm surviving that, guys. I don't know if I'm surviving. Wow. Okay. So what do I do? It's probably my best chance. It's probably okay. Or I played bishop e6. Maybe bishop e6 is a better chance. Bishop e6, d5, then bishop g4. If he takes me, though, what's going on? I don't think I could take because I have too many pieces. This is a tough position, actually. I don't really love my position anymore. d5. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I don't want to lose all my time. And I don't even know if he sees this. That's an interesting tactic. Maybe he sees it. But I guess I'm gonna take the two pieces and hope I can survive. So takes, takes, check. We gotta take it. He's gonna come down. We gotta save the knight. Queen's coming in. We gotta move the bishop. Yeah, he didn't even see it. That's the annoying thing about chess sometimes. You calculate all this stuff and your opponent doesn't even see it. Okay, I guess we go d5 now. I guess we just go d5. I gotta lock down this bishop. Okay, now our position should be better. I mean, better than it was. Because now I have time to bring my rook over and start to consolidate a little bit here. Okay, so we can't take that. It's a trap. So maybe just rook over, or should I drop the bishop back immediately? Let's bring the rook over. Got to keep an eye on the time. I am down quite a bit. And down quite a bit of time. But our position's pretty good. He makes a big weakness there. I like to see that. Let's go back here. We'll take with the knight to put some pressure on this pawn in the center. Oh, it also threatens knight g3. Yeah, that's a key detail as well. Wow, no, this guy is getting a little bit desperate, huh? He's getting very desperate. Okay. How do we take advantage of these wild moves, guys? How do we take advantage of the wild moves? Hmm. I mean, I'm never taking that pawn because the rook comes over. So I don't need my queen over there anymore. I need it on the king side where his king is. So we're starting to set that up. Of course, there's a knight there, but he's going to want to move his knight, right? So I'm going to be ready to get the king when that happens. So, yeah, what do we do? Do we move our knight? I could move the king away from this diagonal, which might make sense. I mean, I want to open it up, but I have to be a little careful. Both of our kings are not exactly totally safe now. Okay. I really want to get my knight on f5. Really want to get the knight on f5. He wants to get his knight on e5. It's getting spicy now, guys. Okay, because 95 is such a risky move, right? He wants to target this, but it is defended. It's going to cost him this opening up his king. But is that enough? I can always get rid of the knight, but then I lose my primary defender of my king. So lots of tough decisions here. Not to mention there's this knight f7 move I might have to watch out for. Yeah, what is going on? Do I need to get rid of that? Kind of feel like I need to get rid of it. Okay, he goes for knight h4. That's Bishop f6 is what I want to play, but is that the move? Because I want to get that annoying knight out of there. This is where I'm weak at. So I don't want to leave it just sit there with the queen, the pawn. The rug is too much. I think, yeah, we got to force it back. Okay, he does go back. Okay, let's try to get the queen over there now somehow. If he moves the knight in, we take it. The queen's coming over. This is where I'm weakest, but if he the knight can't get there. I don't think he can pair anything with that, right? And that's what my bishop is doing. I might just play queen d6 and try to take this pawn. Or rook here, queen here, then we get some defense and attack the pawn. That's an interesting one too. So rook e7 or queen d6 are candidate moves here, depending on... Well, now I have a new candidate move. Let me see. Well, no, now white just loses. Yeah, they just blundered. Okay. They just blundered. I'm going to checkmate his king. I'm up a rook. I have a rook and a queen against an open king. It's going to be mate in a few moves. I can also bring the knight if I need more pieces. There's no way you can survive this. Knight d1, probably only move, but then I can either play rook f1 or knight f6. I think I'll just play rook f1. What? Where's the checkmate at, guys? Let's see. Check. Okay, we did it. We did it. All right, let's check this game. That was crazy there at the end. Whew. All right. All right, yeah. So they played pretty nice until they just fell apart at the end. They were playing pretty well, actually. So first things first. Castles, king h7, yeah. Oh, Stockfish actually would not have gone for the bishop. Stockfish is going to play d5 here. Just open up the center. And let's say white, I don't know, let's say white plays this move. What's the idea here for black? Stockfish wants b6. It just wants to stop bishop c5. Then it's throwing the pawns forward. Wow. Okay, so d5. Could you turn my cursor visibility on? I can turn it on for the next game. I generally leave it off because it's kind of distracting, but I'll turn it on for one game if you want to see. All right, so I'll leave it on for this next game, and then I'll turn it off if I remember. Okay, so let's keep going. They went here. I went for the bishop, which apparently is not the correct approach. d4, we took it. c6, queen b6, bishop g4. Yeah, they were playing good moves. So I was curious about this bishop takes f7 line. I think I was going to take it, let him go for the check, and play knight g8. Queen takes, yeah, this is what I saw. And then I was really not clear how to evaluate this position. Because normally the knight and the bishop is going to be better. In this case, I have two bishops. Normally two bishops is better than a rook. But in this case, my king feels super unsafe. Yeah, and Stockfish says it gets really crazy here. Oh, knight h6, though, is actually a move I might have played. But then they can sacrifice. And they keep attacking me. I mean, I'm holding on by a thread here. Oh, and there's a perpetual check. There's perpetual check. That's why it's saying it's a draw. So yeah, that would have been interesting, but they didn't play that. Okay, E5. We get to play D5. Wow, Stockfish is so ridiculous. It wanted me to play knight F5 here. Just ignore this. Anyway. Yeah, bishop F6 was okay. This was okay. That was the big blunder. They just fell into this. That's where we got them. Apart from that, yeah, no, that's just what they missed. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next game. Yeah, this is we're at an all-time high rating here, guys. 25, 26. As soon as we lose to one of these 2100s, we're going to go crashing down, but let's keep it going as long as we can. The Cup of Water Gambit next tournament? I hope not. I hope we don't see that next time. Okay, we're playing Julian someone. Julian Pan. Okay, I'm going to play the center game. I've been actually experimenting with this. I'm just going to play it. I want to try it against a strong opponent. Let's see what they play. Knight F6 is the main move. Pretty much everybody plays that. Ooh, D6. Very passive move. Very passive move. Okay. Oh yeah, this is definitely not the normal way to play this opening. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's definitely not normal. I wonder if they're trying to castle queenside. So I could play F4 to actually stop that. F4 is a move that I might play anyway. Nah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to play bishop d2 first. Let's see. If they play queen d7, then maybe I'll play f4, because then it actually comes with the threat to trap the bishop at that point. This is a very weird setup. I don't think I've seen this before, so I don't really know. And now they go g6. Wow, it just gets stranger and stranger. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be annoying. That could be pretty annoying. Knight c5, bishop c7, bishop c3, knight f6, though. Takes. Yeah, it's just a bunch of trades. It doesn't actually do what I want to do. Okay. Let's play h4. Typical idea against the Fian Keto here. We could just attack it. So bishop g7, I think I will go h5. Of course, they can play h5 first if they really want to. But that's going to give me the g5 square for my knight. Or maybe this way with the knight. We could really go either way. I'm going to go this way. The reason is, oh, my pawn. I may have blundered my pawn. I just realized. The reason I wanted to go this way is because it keeps the option for f4, f5 open. But I might have just messed this up. I mean, it might be risky for black to take that, but still, I totally blundered this. Okay, they don't actually take it. All right. Queen d7, interesting move. So do I go knight g5 or do I go knight f4 target this pawn. I mean, this square. I think I go knight g5. This looks just like a nice square. That way we keep the option open. Okay, so they do decide to go that way. I'm going to go ahead and grab the bishop. They take with the queen. I'll play g3. Okay, even here, I might play g3 just so I'm ready in case they blunder that. But it might be a nice move to have in my pocket anyway. So watch out for the knight jumping in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and castle first to make sure I don't get into trouble. You do have this. So they move the knight right now. That's a problem. They might play king b8. They're probably going to play king b8 at some point here very soon. Okay. Now, we also could pin the knight this way, which is... that's an interesting thing to do. How do I activate this bishop? That's one thing I'm not sure about. g3, bishop h3 is an idea. We could reroute the knight to f4. We can play knight b5. I don't want to play knight b5. We can go here, king b8. Queen g3 looks like a nice square. Then the bishop can come out. But then we have to deal with this annoying thing too. All right, I'm going to put the bishop here. I'm going to put the bishop here. I mean, the thing is, I don't think I really want to take the knight here. So if I don't want to take the knight, what is my bishop doing over there? I mean, I could... Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could have put it here, but this seems more, you know, fits with the position better. Bishop h3. Right now, they can't go for 95 because we take this. So as soon as they play king b8, I think I should play f4. Okay. It's not a huge deal. Probably just go back. Still going to put my bishop here. Maybe now they want to play 95, but now I can play f4. Bishop h3. Oh, maybe they're trying to put their... Okay, yeah, now we got to play f4 for sure. Since they're attacking, forcing the issue. So we go f4. Okay, so bishop h3. And I think we're doing pretty well. Can also put the bishop on g2 if that's better. This is nice, but if they ever push that, we go here. So yeah, it's kind of a weak pawn. Let's target the weak pawn. Let's target the weak pawn. And it's a pin. So 95 actually is a move I can play whenever I want now. If they leave that. Of course, they can move the queen somewhere. But also, I think I'm going to trade these bishops if I can. Or maybe knight b5, bishop c3, trade them that way. But my bishop feels like it's not as good as this bishop. They get out of the pin. No tactics. So yeah, knight b5, they're going to move the bishop, and then we trade it. That's a good trade. Could also bring the rook over, but I think let's go ahead and make that trade. Let's go ahead and make that trade. If they go back here, we'll play bishop c3. If they go back here, I'll play bishop e3. Probably bring a rook to the center. Tuck my king on b1. Yep, let's do this. Let's bring the rook to the center. Still got to get the king to b1 to be real happy. But we've got a bishop against the knight. We have a nice looking position. Okay, they're giving me this square. That's one thing. They're trying to create some pressure. I think I might want to do this. Even though it blocks my bishop, it doesn't give them the e5 square. It doesn't give them all these open files to attack me. That's actually a tough one. Yeah, that's a very tough one, actually. Okay, on second thought, I will take the pawns. Because I also get a really nice target here. Yes, the black has some pressure, but my bishop is open. This is a weakness. These pawns could potentially actually be strong. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe it's a mistake, but let's go with it. Oh, that's what they wanted. They wanted the knight on d4. Okay, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Where should my queen go? c4 looks pretty good, bringing it towards the king side here. Do we have to watch out for some knight f3 shenanigans? Okay, we're down on time. I don't like that. I got to pick up the pace a little bit. They have given me the d5 square. I don't know if this makes sense or not. It's very tempting. Because the knight's super powerful. But then he gets to put his rook here. What's the alternative? Knight to d5? I play knight d5 and c3 to get rid of that. Man, this is tough, guys. This is really tough here. All right, let's go. Might be a mistake. I mean, I know that there are definitely situations where GMs will do this all the time. They'll sack a rook for a piece. I'm not sure if this is one of those situations. It looks like my bishop, my knight are very, very powerful, but is it enough? We will see. They're not actually threatening to take anything there. Let me play a4. I might reroute this bishop and actually attack the king here. They can play knight g4. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, it's a nice looking square, but it doesn't really do anything. If I get my bishop here, queen, knight, maybe the rook, the pawn, like that's a dangerous attack. Dangerous looking attack. Yeah, I think that's what we should do. Let's go there. I am going to have to defend this bishop. Maybe even just bishop h1. It's got to be defended before I can threaten anything. No, they moved early. Okay. How are they going to deal with this? Are they really going to play b6? Are you really going to play b6 and open up? Yep, they are. we've got to make use of this. So it's got to be like knight d4 or e5 and queen over. Somehow we have to checkmate this king. So knight d4 or e5 takes queen. No, queen f3. There's e4. That's the problem. So it's probably got to be knight d4, and then maybe we put the queen on a6. Yes. Also, rook left. We don't have time for. I don't think. I think we got to use the knight and the bishop here. So knight to d4. Let's go. Let's go. Queen takes e5. I don't think that works, does it? c5. Let's go back. Now I'm threatening to take this. And if we take that and play e5, yeah, forget about it. It's over if we can get that. So queen f3, e5 doesn't ever seem to work because they can just shut me down, right? Maybe it works actually because it attacks the knight. Okay, so queen f3. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't think this works. They just take it, right? They just take it. That's the problem. That is the problem here, folks. So what do I do? I don't think that was the move. I don't think that was the move. Maybe? Let's see. Takes, check, takes. There's rook e8. Man, I got to get my king off the back. Maybe I have to play king there. So the knight is pinned, essentially, because we have checkmate. Still have some nasty threats. It's not quite checkmate anymore, but it's still very dangerous. Also, bishop h3 would win some material back. So check. The king is going to run. Check here, but then we come crashing in. Actually, they do have to deal with this. Oh, this is very dangerous, actually. So check, king goes here. Check. Oh, they just run. They cracked. They cracked under the pressure, guys. Wow. Wow. Okay. What a game. Let's check it. Oh, I can't believe they did that. That was very surprised. Look at that. It was equal until the very end. Checkmate. Yikes. Okay, so I mean, yeah, d6 is not a move. It's just real passive. It doesn't really cause white any problems. This is also not very good. Stockfish says just castle. Just castle or play f4. Yeah, I took it too early. I took it way too early. The bishop wasn't going anywhere. I could have taken that whenever I wanted. Stockfish says knight to b5. So you're targeting this pawn. If they play king b8, you actually reroute the knight here. And the point is, if they take you, now you're hitting the rook. I'm sorry. You're hitting the rook. If they try to block you, now you take it and you play rook h3 and you somehow doing something with the rook. But Stockfish says black can go bishop e7 and you can't take that because they play knight f6, which apparently traps the queen. Bishop f8. It's actually a draw. It's a draw because they go back and forth. What is that? What is that? Okay, let's go back to the game. So we took a little too soon. Black was trying to get fancy here. Okay. I had a nice move. Queen c4. So we're targeting the pawn. What if black would have... Oh, they can't defend it easily. Wow, that's the idea. They can't defend this. You can't go here because of check and mate. You can't go here because of bishop c3, I guess. No. Bishop e3. So Stockfish just wants to somehow attack this king. Okay. I didn't see that. So I just wanted to trade the bishops. Oh, I saw it for a second. This is Stockfish's move. It just takes it a while. It starts off with some other moves, and then after you play it, it's like, okay, that's kind of brilliant. Maybe it's not the best. Maybe taking is slightly better, but this is a very good move. How important is opening theory at 1,000 ELO? It's not very important because most people at 1,000 still don't know a lot of opening theory. So you might spend a bunch of time learning lines and they're not even going to play it. Now, I will say, if you don't just memorize the lines, you kind of learn the plans and the ideas behind the opening. That's a different story, right? So like for example, in this game, I know for a fact that when you play the center game, like part of the idea is you're going to play knight c3, bishop 2, and castle queen side. That's just kind of like what you do. And then you attack on the king side. So I already had that in my mind going into this game. So some of these moves came very quickly and naturally to me because I knew that, right? That's helpful. And then even if your opponent plays some random stuff, you can still make use of that knowledge. But if you're just like trying to memorize, okay, I'm going to go here. He's going to go here. I'm going to take this. He's going to take this. No, they're not. They're going to do something else for sure. So when you get to like 1,500, I feel like is when people start to play more theory. And then as you get closer to 2,000, they play even more and more. So it becomes more and more important the higher you get, basically. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. So yeah, this is great. This is really good because I felt like it should be, you know, when there's a knight that is so powerful, it's like a lot of times it makes sense. You got to get rid of that. Even if, you essentially sacrifice a pawn, right? You give up 5 points to get 4 points. It's kind of like sacrificing a pawn. But I felt like our center is now really, really nice. It's hard for black to do anything, and we were able to generate a really nice attack. Oh, a4 was the best move. Wow, look at that. That's a Stockfish move right there, guys. Now it wanted me to keep pushing it, a5. This was okay. This was okay. Yeah, I'm basically just targeting the weak squares. Every time your opponent moves a pawn, they create weaknesses. So you really got to take advantage of that. I'm going to turn off the cursor now. It's just distracting me. 1 second here. Okay. So c5, knight b5 was actually the only move that kept me in the game. Oh, and I missed bishop h3 here. Although, what about knight g4? Now Stockfish wants to jump the knight into d5. Yeah, okay. I couldn't stop thinking about checkmates. I wanted to somehow make the checkmate work. Yeah, this move I really didn't know what to play. I really just played it because I didn't want to lose on time. I did not know what to play. And then I was looking at this, guys. I was looking at taking here, trading, and getting a fork, but they can pin me. They can just pin me, so it doesn't actually work. So what did we do? We played queen d5. Yeah, we were creating the... They traded. Yep. So, I mean, okay. King... Yeah, I thought they might play king c7, and I was trying to calculate, should I throw in this, or should I just go for the material? Apparently, this leads to an equal position. This also leads to an equal position. But I wasn't sure what I was doing here. Oh, actually, that's winning for me. Wait, so what do they have to play? They have to play queen c7. Oh, to get away from this. And then it's still an equal position, but very, very tricky. Very tricky position. But we got the mate in one blunder. That's always nice. Okay, man. Let's see if we can keep this going. Oops, sorry, guys. I did not mean to click on that. I clicked on the home button instead of the play button. All right, we got white again, which is nice. We're playing against another national master who is 3-0 against me. 3-0 against me. He plays knight c6. That's not a good move. We have to punish him for this. We got to push forward. And I'm very tempted to play the move d6. Now, we don't have to get a good position. In fact, I don't even know if it's the best move. Now, let's just play c4. We just have a nice position here. We have a very good space advantage, and we should be doing just fine here. So let's just think about this. What makes the most sense against this? Probably trading and playing bishop d3 is what I'm leaning towards. Try to open it up a little bit, take advantage of these weaknesses around his king. So bishop d3, and see what we can do here. Yeah, this makes sense to me. Okay. Knight f3. Do we get forked? We have two pieces. He has two defending us. I think we do. So let's go ahead and trade it and bring out the knight. And what I'm looking for, guys, is this move. If I can get my knight there, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. And if he plays h6, you got some serious light square weaknesses. It's a very risky move to play. That's what he's thinking about, though, because he doesn't want me to do this. I can tell you right now. Queen b3 might be annoying. Queen c2, it's... Yeah, he does play it. He does play it. Yeah, I think I'm going to play queen b3 because... This is hard to deal with for black. They probably wanted to castle over there, but now you're not going to really be able to easily. Yeah, you got to play some awkward move like that. I think I'm just going to castle the safety here. And then maybe rook e1. Maybe we bring out the bishop somewhere. Okay, they're going to try to castle the other way now. Okay, I guess let's play rook e1, and then I think I'm going to play c5. The point is they can't take me because I go check and take the bishop. So I'm starting to put pressure on black's position. They do have weaknesses around their king. So they get out of that. Now the question is, do I push or do I take? I think I'm just going to take. I'd love to get a rook here. But I got to figure out where this bishop needs to go. Maybe just on d2. I mean, where else do I put it? Yeah, let's go there. We can bring the rook wherever we need to. Feels like black's king should be weaker than mine. But I'm not sure how to take advantage of that at the moment. Being proactive about my rook coming there. Sure, sure. Is this a move I want to play, guys? I'm not totally sure about it. Yeah, what do I do? What do I do? Offering me a draw. No, I don't think we want to draw. I think we definitely have a better position. Let's play rook c1. And then maybe knight b5 threatens this. So they're probably going to have to bring a rook here. Yeah, but now I can still play this. There's going to be a6, though. There's going to be a6. If we go here b5, we have to reroute the knight. Then there's this hole on c6. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. Knight to b5. If they trade, I'm going to take over this c file. So they're probably going to play a6. I'm going to drop my knight back with the idea of coming here. But if they play this, then I'm going to go for c6. Look at this. We get a knight on c6, we're real happy. You guys see that? Because remember, pawns can't move backwards. So they make permanent weaknesses. They make permanent weaknesses. Look at this hole. Unfortunately, we can't go there. Oh, did I blunder my knight? Oh, no. Might have blundered my knight. I didn't see that. Uh-oh. Man, that is so annoying, guys. Okay, do we have a way out of it? So I have one idea of playing knight c4 to go here. Then I have another idea to play knight g5, and at least we open up the h file. I didn't see this. Let's go for this one. Did not see that. Wow, this guy's got all the fancy moves. If I play queen g3, he's going to play knight e2 check. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Okay. I thought he was going to play knight e2 check, but I just take it because my bishop defends. If he takes, I think we throw in the check. That's debatable. Do we throw in the check? Do we throw in the check or do we just take it? But he has knight h7. I can't throw in the check. Man, that guy is so tricky. He is so tricky. Okay, we go back. We got to get the knight into the game. Have to. Queen g4 is annoying, though. Okay, let's go knight e3. I need some more pieces around this king. That's the only thing I have going for me, that this king is weak. Yeah, there's not much here, guys. Man. Well, let's go. Let's try to bring the queen close to the king. Problem is queen h5, I think, is a killer for us. Queen h5 is a killer. I just noticed they haven't really thought like all game. Man, they haven't had a long think this entire game. Okay. Do we have any tricks at all? Knight c4. I mean, I don't know why. Just trying to attack something. Open up the bishop, maybe. I still think they're going to play queen h5, though. Down a piece. I mean, if we can get a couple pawns, like, for example, queen h5 takes. Do we get 2 pawns? I might be willing to go into that ending. 2 pawns is probably enough, actually. We could fight for a draw. Of course, they find this move. Okay. Because now I can't take the pawn if I traded. It was a very good move. All right. So what happens if I take that? It's probably not good, right? Bishop f4, knight h5. And I could play knight e3 again, but what am I doing? Okay, I mean, at this point, we have to take some risks. I don't see the refutation immediately. Queen e6, bishop f4. Knight h5. I feel like we can play queen h4 somehow. Let's try it. If they take the bishop, we take the knight. If they take the knight, we take the knight. If they defend this, what do we do? G4? I mean, there's a check, but they just take. We lose. So G4 is a move. Not a good one. Knight there, check, queen takes, we take. Rook takes, we take, they take. Whoa. Gotta try it before I lose on time. Yeah, of course, they saw something I didn't see. Okay, opponent was very strong, because I think they really played a bad opening, and they still just crushed us. Let's see. We probably had an advantage out of the opening. Let's see. Yeah, they were very strong. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I've never beat this person, by the way. Played them 4 times. Yeah, they're super strong. Okay, let's see. What did we do wrong? Because I knew they played a bad opening. Yeah, this is not a good move. D5 was right. If I would have played D6, they can go knight G6. This is... Maybe I should have gone with that because I would have been more comfortable with the positions. C4 was fine, and we do have an advantage right out of the open. A big advantage. Yeah, I kept the advantage. Queen B3 was the wrong idea. Man, I felt like my queen was misplaced over there. It was annoying, but that's it. It was just a little bit annoying. It wasn't actually where the queen should have been. Should have kept the queen here because this is where the weaknesses are around Black's king. I needed to keep the queen here. Castle. And even if they get away, now we can target an attack over there. All the pieces are on the other side of the board. Yeah, I don't totally misjudged this queen B3 move. Still got an okay position. Yeah, this was my mistake. I just didn't see that my knight was trapped. And I had a great idea. I had a great plan, right? The plan is, if they play some other move, my knight's coming in here. This is going to be very annoying for Black. And if they play this, my idea was this knight's going to reroute to C6. I think everything was great except that I just blundered the piece. Really sad. It's such a good position and we just blunder the piece. Well, that's the issue. You can't blunder pieces. I could have tried knight C4 and then knight B6. Actually, Stockfish says that would have been the way to go. Oh, wow. I would have had some decent compensation there. And if they take here, we take the queen. Check. We take. They take. Huh. Yeah, this is what I should have gone for. Look at that. I guess I didn't realize that I was going to have so much counterplay. I did see that idea. I didn't evaluate it properly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, I just blundered a piece. I mean, it's possible that this guy just found that. That's definitely findable. They did feel very, very strong after a weird opening, but yeah, I don't like to accuse titled players either. But that being said, like if you look at the reports that chess.com publishes each month, or I forget how often they publish them, but there are always titled players listed in the accounts that were closed. Always. So it does happen. Like titled players do cheat. I'm not saying my opponent cheated. I'm just saying it happens. So you can't just say, oh, they're titled, they never cheat. But this one, I mean, I just blundered the piece probably. It was a little weird that the opening, but whatever. All right, let's go. Let's go. I mean, you can't win them all, right? You can't win them all. Should I play this or should I play Sicilian? Let's play e5. Let's play e5. Defend the pawn. Bring out the knight. Oh, the Scotch game. Okay, we got to take it. This is a gambit. We could play d5 or knight f6. We might be able to get away with queen e7. I know it's a weird move, but sometimes queen e7 is good in these positions. I don't know if this is one of them, though. I don't know if this is one of them. Let's attack the pawn. Let's attack the pawn. This is one of the drawbacks because you can't bring your knight to defend. So now we have a decision. Do we jump the knight around or do we play queen e7 and target it? I think okay, let's play queen e7. I don't know if this is right or not. Let's target the pawn. It's awkward because we're blocking our bishop, but if we can generate the counterplay here, it might be okay. I think we go bishop d7, or do I trade right away? Or do I pin the knight and then castle and put pressure here? Okay, if we trade, we do have a check. There's knight c3. I don't think that's going to work for us. Is it? Knight e4? Yeah, I'm already regretting what I did, guys. I'm already regretting this decision. All right, let's go bishop d7. Maybe... I know for a fact queen e7 sometimes is a good strategy, but it seems like here maybe is not the time. Seems like it's not the time here. Yeah, because they're going to do this and be really annoying. I think I have to castle, right? I have to castle and get away from the potential pin. Which is obviously not what you want to do at all. What a mess. What a complete mess. Yeah, well, we'll have to check it after the game. They tricked me. They tricked me with the opening. Okay. Now we're in survival mode, guys. We are just in survival mode. Let's defend the pawns. And we're going to try to play queen b4 and get this queen off the board. Of course, white is not going to want to allow that. But that is our plan here. Queen b4. They could play bishop d2. Okay, I'm sticking with the plan. Sticking with the plan. Here we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, is actually play bishop d6 and go on the offensive, I think. If he takes me... Ooh, we got to calculate this. If he takes me, rook g8, he takes here. We sack it. We go check. We sack it. We go checkmate. Oh, that's a beautiful checkmate. Let me just verify one more time. So queen takes, rook g8 takes. We sack the bishop. He takes. We go check. We sack. We go check. That is so nice. Let's go. Let's go. What? What? Bishop e3 is your move? Are you sure about that? still want to sack it, guys. Problem is, the problem is, so check. He goes there. We could sack the rook, the queen, the knight. There's a bishop. That's the problem. There is a bishop. We could go check, check. He goes back. We could go queen to d6, but he's got options. He's got options. What if I go knight g4 right away? Is h3 a problem? Or what if I just go rook here with the idea of sacking, check? Oh, that could be good. All right, hold on. We're not out of this yet, guys. Not by a long shot. Oh, but I guess I have to remember he could play queen b3 and force the queen trade. Oh, that's what this sneaky guy is trying to do. I just realized that. Ah. Okay, let's go. Let's go, guys. Come on. Come on. Queen d3. Check. King goes back. Knight comes in. What is he going to play? Please tell me. What is he going to play? There's a checkmate. Okay, so he's going to play g3 or f4. Or queen h5. He might play queen h5. Sneaky, sneaky. So the other way to do it is to go here and here. But again, g3. But then again, I jump in with my knight. So definitely feels like this is the way to do it. This way gives me both options. I can use the rook or the knight. Okay. Now I have to decide, how are we going to threaten checkmate? The problem with this is queen h5, I think. Yeah, queen h5 is too annoying. So, by process of elimination, this should be the move. Okay, fine. g3. So now we go here. Right? Is it right? Do I want to go here? Then he has this option of checkmating me. I guess not. So what I want to do is take the bishop, and then we have checkmate. So he's got to deal with that. But I'm afraid of this bishop f4 move. Okay. What? What? Oh, is It's probably my best try. Or is it? Oh, man. Okay, hold on. It's probably my best try. Check, check. King comes out. Check. Yeah, it's not working. I don't think this attack is working. I forgot his king could just run out. So unfortunate. If I go here, check king here, do we keep attacking? Kind of. Our opponent doesn't have to think. It's crazy. It's crazy. Check, check. Check. And I think it's over here, guys. I think we're done. I think we are done for. He plays f4. Wow, I wasn't expecting that move either. Yeah. Okay. I lost all my pieces is the problem. Lost all the pieces. Maybe they'll blunder their queen or something. Ah, all right. I guess I just got tricked in the opening is what happened, I think. Yeah, basically that's what it was. All right, let's see. So, yeah, queen e7 is just not the move. And I was going to play knight d5 and I just talked myself out of it. That's the move. Play knight d5. Bishop b4 check, d6 castle. It's not hard. I don't know what I'm doing. Now we're just in a bad position right out of the opening. That being said, I did have some opportunities here. Wow, bishop b3 was the best move. He played it so fast. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Just didn't work. But it's hard to calculate this in a 10-minute game. It was very tricky. The opponent wants a rematch. Okay, we'll play him one more time. We'll play him one more time. Oh, French defense. Really? I would not have rematched if I knew they were going to play the French defense. Okay, it's fine. We'll play our queen g4 line and see what happens. We'll play this one. Wow, they stopped my move. I don't think anyone has done that before. Okay. Where does that leave us? Bishop g5, because the queen can't come out. This has got to be bad for black. It has to be bad for black. Okay. I'm going to play bishop d3. I want to make sure I get these pieces out quickly. And I think this is the way to do it. Knight f3, I think, is fine. Let's play knight f3. Just make sure we get the pieces out as quickly as possible. Okay. And now probably just castle. Get the king out of danger. I can also just take this. Which actually, I think I will do, because otherwise I'm just going to lose a bunch of pawns. So let's go ahead and just take it. Okay. Now we can take that with the bishop. That's one option. Or we can just ignore it and castle. I think I will take it because we want to get rid of that pawn anyway. Then we don't have to give up the bishop for the knight. Very good. Okay. Opening was a success. Opening was a success. So what should I be thinking about? They're going to play bishop b7 and castle. That's pretty obvious. Well, let's get my king to safety. That seems like a easy decision. And then what am I going to do? Since I know they're going to castle, I think I'm going to start getting ready to open this up. If I can. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's go here. Because now if they castle, I can play c3. They don't really want to take and open that up. And if they push, we can play knight d4. We get a really nice outpost for the knight. Oh, they want to play the endgame? No, really? Really? Let's throw in the check first. They can't castle. That seems very logical. And then probably just take the pawn. Play the endgame where we have a bunch of pawns that are going to push down the board, right? It seems fine. I'll take here, defend the queen with the pawn. And let me see. I guess we trade. Okay, so they have 4 pawns and I have 6 pawns. So I'm up 2 pawns in an endgame. Let's save the bishop. And now I'm going to try to trade pieces and win the endgame, basically, right? So my opponent just plays all their rapid games like blitz games. That's what it seems like. You don't have to think. Okay, they want to fork me. We can't let that happen. What's the solution here, guys? What is the solution? Wow, that's actually a very annoying move, isn't it? The problem is my bishop's getting trapped and my pieces are getting forked. So I have to solve all of those problems all at once. Can I do that? Can I actually do that? Oh, we're going to try. We're going to try. Save the bishop first. Put the knight there. Defend the knight. And somehow everybody's defended. And I think we avoided a fork. For some reason, it feels like my position is not very good anymore. Black has a huge center. Their pieces are very well positioned. I actually don't like my position at all. Oh, they're actually stopping to think for the first time in the game. Imagine that. On move 20, they decide to pause. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I just wonder what about this position makes them think? Like, why didn't they think earlier? Okay. So they're stopping knight g5. So rook e1, c3, so my bishop has more places to go. Rook d1, maybe knight g3. I'm not sure exactly how good this is. What's the move, guys? I don't know what the move is. I mean, it feels weird. It feels like I should be moving a rook to the center or something, but I also feel like my bishop is trapped. I guess it's still trapped after this move. Man. Yep. It's gone. We lost the bishop, guys. Well, on the bright side, we have a bunch of pawns. 3 pawns, to be exact. For some reason, I still don't love the position. Maybe. Maybe if we get the king activated and we get the rook on a good square, maybe we can Hold on here. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to be active. I understand there's a back rank mate, so I'm going to play H4 here. Give my king a place to run to. Okay. And I think we have to try to use these pawns. What's the best way to do that? Or should I defend my second rank, actually? I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do here. I'm going to try to take all of black's pawns. Because my pawns are clearly not gonna do it. So we got to try to take their pawns. Problem is they're gonna defend them, and I can't take them. Hmm. The good news is if we take this pawn and trade rooks, it's a draw because their bishop's the wrong color. It doesn't control the corner. So that's the good news. Now the bad news is, yeah, they're gonna hold on to that pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna lose. I can already see this is gonna be a loss. Just like that, huh? If I go there, get a queen, they take with the bishop. Man, kidding me, guys? Are you kidding me right now? Problem is, they take with the bishop, so I don't actually get the pawn. I don't know. It's lost. Whatever. This person can beat me without even thinking. It's kind of embarrassing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so a6 is just an awful move. I played the right move. They just started the game with some awful moves. No, we're not playing again. I don't trust that person after that game. Let's see. They kind of just blitzed out all of these moves. And then where was it? Right here. This is what I'm curious about. The moves from here on out. Let's see. So e5. Yeah, no, 96 was not the move. It's not the move. Yeah, maybe I just blundered. I don't know. Okay, well, let's just see. Let's see from here. I'm just curious. I mean, that was obvious. That's obvious. Rook c6. Okay, fine. It's pretty obvious. You're going to take a pawn. I don't know. We just got totally outplayed here. Like, it was just kind of ridiculous how they did this. I don't know. I'm frustrated, guys. I'm a little bit frustrated. I think... okay, let's play one last game. Let's play one last game, but I'm pretty frustrated right now. His account is closed? What do you mean his account is closed? My opponent's account? No, it's not closed. I just played him, right? Oh, his account's already closed? No, are you serious? Are you guys serious? What are you talking about? It's not closed, right? Oh, it is. Wait. No, is that a legit, or is that like he just put that in his profile to make it look like that? Is that really what it did? Chess.com change it to where that's what it looks like? Because that's not what it used to look like. So he was cheating? No. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to check something over here. Okay, but I haven't gotten any points back yet. If that's really what happened. Okay. Oh, maybe I feel a little bit better then. Let's play one more game. So we played a cheater twice? Why did I rematch him? That's so lame. It's still open? So it looked like maybe he put it in his profile, right? That's what I thought. Yes. Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You guys are all right. You made it in his bio. Okay. That's still kind of weird because who does that? And he did play like he was shooting. So, okay. Anyway, C3, let's play D6, I think. And then G5, we go here. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it is pretty impressive that you can just play like such great moves so fast for the whole game. Even when you play awful opening moves, right? But okay. B4. All right. So let's think about this. I think I'm just going to move my bishop. I'm not really worried about this. I'll just reroute my knight over here if it happens. And the idea is going to be to push these pawns, maybe an attack his king is what I'm thinking. Okay, so this guy is still expanding over here. Yeah, I really do feel like maybe we should be attacking here. Let's think about this. Yeah, I think I see a nice little idea. Let's go here. All right. So normally when you're pushing the pawns, you don't want their knight to be able to blockade, right? But in this case, I think we can play knight e4 and take the knight over here. Okay, so yeah, he avoids the little tactic that we had. He goes back. Okay, so now I think I mean there's two ways we can do it, but I think I'm going to move this knight around. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's probably going to get chased away anyway, so let's go ahead and just move it early. We'll put it on g6 and we'll try to hop in here. So he's playing f4, so we can en passant open up the g file. We can take this, but then we don't open up the file. Let's do this way. Definitely want to get this G file open if we're going to attack here. So, okay, queen f3. Let's see. Knight g6 looks pretty good. Rook g8 might be a move as well. Got a little battery going on here. Could play bishop g4, hit the queen. The queen doesn't have a ton of places to go, actually. Yeah, that's an interesting move. Oh, he's got bishop f7. That's a sneaky one. That's a very sneaky one. Yeah, I'm going to bring the knight first. Then I might play h5 and then go there. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. A5. Okay, that doesn't really do much. I don't think that changes my plan at all. Probably H5, although I do give this square up, so maybe I should reconsider that. I want to play bishop G4, but I can't right now because of this tactic. I could play queen E7. Rook G8, kind of getting ready for what I might want to do on the G file. What about knight H4? Where's the queen going to go if I play knight H4? That's too risky. We don't want to do that. That's too risky. If we go there. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get ready to try to attack this king. Let's play C6. I don't want to lose too much control over these light squares. If he takes, I can just take back. Okay. I mean, I want to play D5 to shut down the bishop, but then what's happening here? I guess we just take it. So D5 takes, then there's check though. There's an annoying check. What if I play queen B6? Let's say he plays here, then we play D5, but then this is a problem. Oh man. I don't think we did this right, guys. I think we messed something up. This does not feel like we did it right. Let's go here. I don't know where my king is going. I have no idea where my king is going. And my attack is like non-existent right now. This is really bad. I mean, White's position is a little weird too. They don't have their pieces really in nice positions, but I don't feel like my king is safe. Right, so they want to just trade this and win the pawn. I don't know, something about that move just doesn't feel right. It does not feel right. And I see some things, but they don't have to do that. And then my pawn is going to be hanging as well. Wow. Okay. Let's go here. Let's go here. We're trying to open up the rook is what we're trying to do. Also force the queen. Yes, yes. So now can we play knight g4? Queen takes, bishop takes. And I might just be seeing things at this point, but we're gonna try it. Basically, I'm gonna try to sack a rook to get an attack on the king with my knights and bishop. That's what I'm trying to pull off here. Maybe even this bishop if we can manage it. Yeah, because I do think that could lead to a checkmate. But if he plays bishop g5, that might ruin my plan. Bishop g5 ruins my plan. Okay, he didn't play it. This is kind of what I was hoping for. Although I don't actually know if I'm going to even have time to pull it off. So check. He's got to take or we can get a draw. But I'm trying to go for a checkmate. I want to get my rook here, move my knight to f3. He takes me. That's the problem. Maybe knight f5. Yeah, knight f5 is the move. Oh, it's knight f5, guys, because we have two different checkmates. He's trying to stop it. Probably doesn't work. Man, too bad. Oh, I didn't see that either. Yeah, it doesn't work. He's just going to take my bishop. What am I even doing? Check. He just goes there. I have nothing. I have nothing. I mean, I almost had something. I almost had something, but I actually have nothing. I'm down like 1,000,000 pawns now and a piece. I'm down a piece and 1,000,000 pawns. Great. And I have 20 seconds on the clock. Still trying to make this work, guys. Still trying to make it work. Problem is, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. There's nothing to make work. There's just not enough pieces over there. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, even if I'd have to like somehow move this. Oh, could we get a stalemate, I wonder? Not if I lose on time. Yeah. I don't think I had anything. Maybe I had something really cool that I missed. I'm not exactly sure. Let's take a look. No, we never had anything. All right, I must have done something really wrong in the opening. Let's see if we can figure this out. So I know this is a line. And D6 and G5. I know for a fact this is a line, but I'm not sure about what happened after here. B4, Bishop G7, Stockfish says is great. So Stockfish wants me to castle, but G4 is on the list, so this is okay. And then 91, fine. 97 is good, so everything in the opening was great. Ah, that was the big mistake. Stockfish did not want me to en passant. See, I thought opening the G file was going to be good. Excuse me, good for me, but I actually couldn't even use this. I never got a chance to use it. So what Stockfish says is you got to take this way, and you got to bust open with D5. Yeah, I completely was. Now your bishop's coming into the game. Your pieces actually look pretty well coordinated. By taking en passant, I just gave him this really powerful battery. And actually, the queen is a really good defender, too, if you can't chase it around. And then, yeah, rook g8 was just awful. I needed to just castle. I just needed to castle. I needed my king to be over here, tuck it in the corner, and then maybe you can attack. And here, whatever, let's say this. Yeah, now I can play something like, well, c6 first to get this under control. And then eventually king here, and I don't know. e5. Yes, now we can start doing stuff. Because my king is tucked away off to the side. So that was the big mistake. All right, let's play one last game. This will be the last game. We'll try to get to 2,500. If we win, maybe we'll get it. If not, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. Let me see. What am I on, a losing streak here of how many games? 4-game losing streak, and we get a 2,600 IM. Great. Great. Hey, if you're going to lose, at least let's lose to a strong opponent. What am I supposed to play against this? I don't know. I do not know. He plays A3. Let's play D6. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I like these King's Indian type of setup, so this is fine. I'm okay with this. All right, bishop E2. I think I'm okay giving up this bishop. Let's do it. Then I'm going to play G6 and fianchetto the bishop. There's a GM in the chat. Hey, do me a favor. Can you send me an email? You should be able to find the email on the channel page. And then yeah, let's do that. Let's discuss. Let's talk about it. Thank you guys for pointing that out. I didn't see that. Okay. So H4, he wants to attack me. Generally, H5 is okay. You do give up the square. You can also play H6 with the idea of just, let me go H6 actually. So the idea is if he pushes, I'll push by. If he does this, same kind of deal. Whichever pawn pushes, I'll push by. It's, and then we don't give up the G5 square. I think I like that better. Okay. Yeah, so he stops me from castling, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. At least I don't think so. I do need to figure out a plan, though. He's just going to castle and have a really nice position. Hmm. Yeah, Waddy. Chess is tough. Chess is tough. Okay. I want to play f5. I don't think it's good, though, because of this bishop check. Hmm. So, how do we get out of this mess? I don't know. Do something over here. Feels like we're getting squeezed. You know it, guys? That's what it feels like. Hmm. Yeah, okay. I go there, do that. I mean, okay. At this point, I'm just going to sit back and wait for white to checkmate me, but I'm going to try to make it difficult if I can. Yeah, he's just squeezing us, squeezing us. F5 is what we have to play. The problem is this check. So what? So what? Just move my king. No big deal. I got to do something. He's going to play bishop h5, 100%. I'm going to go here. I mean, it's ugly. Don't get me wrong. It's super ugly. But at least now I'm threatening to trap his bishop. And if we can lock that out, maybe we can reroute the knight to f6 and somehow our king can do something. Okay, if we take, I think we're going to get pinned. So let's not take right now. Let's reroute this knight to f6. Okay, yeah, he's going to... Oh my goodness, guys. This is awful. This is so bad. Okay. It's just a matter of time now before we are done. Just a matter of time, I guess. Let's play c6. Ooh, bishop b6. Okay. How much worse can the position get, right? I mean, how much worse could it possibly get? Something tells me it's going to get worse still. He's almost checkmating like every single one of my pieces, right? Like not a single one of my pieces is going to be able to move here pretty soon. Like the position is so bad. I'm pretty sure even if he let me play h5, bishop h6 and took his queen, I'd still be losing. Maybe not. Maybe that would be good enough, but I don't think that's going to happen somehow. Oh, this is what happens when I get on losing streaks. He disconnected? What? No, he's back. He's back. Okay. It's like, okay. I don't want the knight to come in. I don't know. Now I have a square to work with. Now I have one square to work with for my queen. Look at that. Okay, queen is coming here. What? Maybe eventually. Can I play knight d5? Can I play d5? Can I play anything? Here, knight c6. Can't really move. Okay, I could play knight c8. I mean, he can't go here right now because the knight is there. He's probably going to like set it up somehow and checkmate me, but I'm going to try to survive. Let me think about this. Rook g6, bishop b7, takes. Are we mated? Yes, we are mated. Ah, that's his idea. I see. Now I see the idea. Okay, so we need a place to run. Unfortunately, I should have probably played h5 last move. But now it's too late, so we got to try some fancy stuff here. We got to try some fancy tricks. I don't think it's going to work, but we got to try it. Desperate times, desperate measures. All right, that's what it is. I don't know. I'm thinking we go here and somehow we sack this and our knight becomes a hero. I don't know. That's checkmate. Actually, no, it's not, but it's almost checkmate. If I take it, it's checkmate. We can't take it. Knight d5 check here. Is that mate? Yes. So maybe rook a7. No, he's going to take my knight. Is it time to resign, guys? It might be time to resign. It's probably time to resign like 10 moves ago, but I could play d5 and run, actually. I mean, I don't know how far I'm going to be able to run. He's going to just check and take my knight, probably. Check here, takes, check here. I guess I temporarily get away. Okay. Okay, but now I get to attack with my king. I get to lead the charge with the king. And who knows what might happen? Who knows? Once this king gets up here, look out, buddy. Oh, what is this? He's not going to let me have any fun. That's a good move. Wow. That's a good move. Okay. That is such a nice move. Because if I take it, he's going to go check. And wherever my king goes, he's going to fork me. That's really clever. It's really clever. Okay, let's go here. Oh. I saw it. I saw it when he played it, actually. Yeah. It's time to stop, guys. This is not good chess. It's time to stop. Let's just check the opening really quickly here. Oh, okay. So I'm actually supposed to. Yeah. Why didn't I play knight d4? Why did I not play knight d4? I mean, this is such an obvious move. What am I even doing? It's pinned. Why wouldn't I go here? This is just I'm tired. That's what this is. I'm tired of making bad decisions. That's what this is. Look at this. This is awful. I mean, I'm actually curious. Like, let's just say in this position. Okay, let's just say in this position, White were to play like I don't know, some random move like here and back, lets me pin him, and actually gives me the queen. Yeah, I'm still barely winning. His position is so good, he could lose a queen for a bishop, and I'd still like almost stay in the game. How bad my position was here. Yeah, I mean, moral of the story is just Pay attention, right? Just pay attention. Play knight d4. I have actually probably a fine game. I'm not going to be so cramped. I'm going to be able to maneuver my pieces around a little bit. I don't know what he was going to play. Maybe bishop e3. I mean, this is going to be fine. This is going to be fine. All right, guys, that's it. I will see you guys next time. Maybe we'll get our points back one day. Maybe not. See you guys next time. Take it easy. Oh, don't forget, Just Vibes Academy. It's opening Monday. We're having the boot camp, Attack First. Okay, you're going to want to check it out. Links in the description. I want to see everybody inside of there. All right, so go check it out. This is the schedule for the next couple of months. We do one every month. There's a bunch of courses in there. My Scandinavian course, my Ponziani course, a bunch of other ones. It's a lot of value. So check it out.